Hello, I'm gonna show some things I built in Minecraft because I don't know, I just want to do it. Loading. No reference. Definitely. Definitely also not a reference. I think this was supposed to be like inside some moon space station thing. Yeah, love me some lag. And it was supposedly like non-Euclidean stuff going on. Eh. This is what I built as that moon-sized space station thing. Honestly, uh, this thing sucks. It is a. It does not look good. Some of the stuff down here, all right. Like, huh. Guess I must remove the block, but there was an orange field around this. This area is better. Then there's this, which was meant to be the power room. What? Okay then. Yeah, well that's it. What the heck is that? Huh. Well, yeah, that's an entire world done. Wow. Which one did I make? It'd have to be this one. Now, what was this one about? Ah, right, this. The idea with this one was it was like some uranium mining facility. And some friends were gonna go through this whole thing, and there'd be monsters and they'd kill them all and stuff, but yeah, never did anything. Huh, guess the mod that had the uranium stuff is gone. Oh well. Pretty happy with these though. There's a whole processing line. Ore getting taken to this, then picked up, ground down, turned into uranium, melted. The melted material being sorted. Machine. The other fluid is gone. Yeah, the fluid's gone. That was the important one, I guess. Then up here was the packaging, I guess. Hmm. And big staircase. And I was planning to build some like computer lab sort of thing. Never did though. Wow, I used to remember this thing as being monstrous in height. How wrong I was. So, things been going good for you? Hope so. Who am I even talking to? I'm talking to myself. I sound like a madman. Okay, and now it's wait, pretend you didn't see any of this, it's spoilers. Huh. Oh right, I am okay, I'm gonna have to lower render distance because otherwise the computer will fry. Why is there a chest over here? Oh, I guess that was a record of every block I was using to build. So, a house I built. Same tech from, same technology stuff from before. Big tower, foundations. Actually, let's just go through it. Greenhouse over here, or not really house. It's got holes in the ceiling, but close enough. Then there's this, which was a system to transport axolotls, though I don't know where they've all gone. Maybe they drowned. Up here was meant to be where Bretto, one of the people I talked with, one of my friends, I guess, lived, because we thought he was a wizard. We still do not know what he is, and we likely what? I just oh there they are. There's one. That's all right. There's the kitchen here, which has a basement that I built because I got bored. Lots of cabinets, nice food. Over here's our dining room with some windows to the outside. Computer is really loving this. This is where Spinner was supposed to live. Wish I my my I may note there. I note that since this point my building skills for personal rooms have not improved in the slightest. This was my room and it's the only one that I think is actually decent because I actually have a clue of what to do. Because, you know, it's about me. Who would have thought? You know yourself better than others. What was... Alright, right. That's how things ended up. Uh, Out the back, there's this training ground. Some other stuff. There's the tubes continuing. There's also, because that's all I seem to be able to say, a library, which I think was the last thing I actually built on this. There's like this giant defense gun, campfires for smoke from the kitchen. Oh yeah, communication satellite dish. Very weird looking roofs. I don't know what I was thinking about when I was building these. Well, I don't know if I was thinking, to say the least. Now let's see. Oh yeah, balcony. I actually connected it for some reason. Gave myself too much stuff on this. Now down here. Okay, that's not working. Great. Okay. Down here, I had this giant elevator. It's linked to this. Huh. Guess the caution stripes broke at some point. So yeah, this was meant to be like some secret lair I had. Let's see. This was a interdimensional portal where I stole a bunch of resources from for some reason, with quite a bit of coolness factor, I suppose, or attempted coolness factor. Now, if I remember correctly, you can actually... Oh my goodness, I forgot how bad the lag is in this world. Yeah, you can. You can actually go outside this. I thought that was a neat idea. I guess the... Yeah, the caution must have been renamed to yellow caution in the files. That would explain this. Anyway, here is a completely original idea that does not reference any video games whatsoever. It's a light bulb powering the whole facility, or lab, or whatever. And now we're going to go to Lag Central, also known as the Hangar. Oh, I forgot. I didn't have connected textures at that point, but these look a lot nicer with it. But yeah, this was basically like evil plans to take over the world. These well, I'm saying L a lot. These were supposedly hover tanks, quote unquote. I don't think in any world these look like tanks. And anyway, my building skills have improved a lot since then because this is the one building style I work on. Oh yeah, and there's supposed to be flash in the walls. Entrails. Yep, it's alive. Oh hey, looks like more parts. I think parts are missing from this too. Ah, yay. Then this is the flag tank. Yeah, I think that's what I ended up calling this. Basically a bigger version of the previous thing. More seats, bigger internals, fuel tank that is empty because I removed the mod that had the fuel in it. Cool looking engines, big guns on the top. Wow, I've actually changed this this one's type of gun, which is essentially three, four barrels with various other things in a 3x3 grid. That concept as a gun has changed a lot. And there's the big super weapon. And they had four of these in here. And then there's this, the giant door, which I'd say mostly is alright compared to what I build now. I've certainly built better, but it's not as bad as it could be. I mean, that we've already seen what it could be. And there was another door over here. Also, yeah, this is like this one of the two laggiest worlds I've got that I'm going to be showing today. Oh hey, entrails, lots of entrails. Oh yeah, at one point I tried making this thing have 5 floors. Don't do that. Your computer cannot handle it. Oh hey, Senzai, I forgot about that. I'm actually starting to enjoy things. Wow, maybe that's showing in my voice. Unlikely. Okay. Hmm. I'll go with this one next. Building is the one I've done the most stuff in, so I'll wait for that. I'll have that one for last. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna need to up render distance to get a full sense of this one. Also, why are there fish? I mean, yes, I'm underwater, so it's kind of expected, but I don't remember there being fish last time. Oh, sorry about the burps. Anyway, this was meant to be secret sci-fi underwater lab. It's hmm, it's interesting. The idea was that like each block on this represents 40 blocks in actuality. So that means this thing was actually like 3 kilometers tall, and the fish are probably like 20 meters long. I'm gonna turn render distance down again. But yeah, I think it's alright. I was particularly proud of the giant supports I used. And I had there's a 5x5 grid of this, which is probably why it's so laggy. All the tile entities from create add-ons tend to add up. Ah yes, this one. Reference to a song about a series I like. So this is one of the things I've built more recently, but I'll show you the whole thing later, once I've shown off this smaller thing. Oh, hey. Yeah, originally I was going to build a larger underwater lab, maybe one you could actually walk around inside. That's why I've got this. This was meant to be like a connecting tube in it. I think this actually looks pretty good. It. I was definitely trying to go for a you could hit this with a nuke and it'd shrug it off kind of approach in durability, and I think I did that well. That's why there's all these internal supports instead of it just being hollow. That'd look pretty dumb. Then there's that. Uh, yeah, that's a decent thing to look at, ain't it? This is the black hole, a ship with quite a bit of size to it. One thing I've always liked to look at on spaceships is the engines. I'm not sure why, but like they just stick in my head for some reason. So I tried to do that well here. Particularly took ideas from the egg carrier in layouts. There's the small triangles of bigger engines on the sides. Then there's different types of guns. There's these standard guns. There's these bigger rotating guns, which are, I think, the current newest version of that 3x3 laser I talked about. There's these rail guns, which really look stupid with this bit. I feel like this goes on way too long, and I have actually improved on this in another thing, in another build, where I've reused them. There's this, where you can actually access it. So I put up some little railings, which I'm pretty happy with. More guns, all sorts of piping. Missile silos. I, given that there's similar amounts of missile silos to guns, there's probably like 2,000 missile tubes. Now, another thing that I've noticed on spaceships that's kind of bugged me is they give propulsion, the rear end engines, all that. They give them. They give those to the ships. But what about steering? How much do you think you have to use? There. How much force do you think you have to use to steer a ship equal to the weight of a city of several city blocks? I don't think it's a small amount of effort. So that's why I've got a bunch of these not quite as big as the big engines along the side, top, uh, side again, and then on the bottom. Also, yes, the railings are down here too. I just find that funny. I think I checked at one point and it's like 600 blocks long. I just did what I thought looked good on the length. Now, if it takes so much energy to get the ship going, you need brakes too. So I just put a bunch of the engines that are on the front on the back, and it seems to have worked pretty well. Then there's a bunch of smaller guns. Don't remember if I ended up putting guns on the back. I probably should have. There's the 3x3 thing again. I have no clue what these are. Maybe like mini railguns. There's the bridge with lots of computer screens and the observation deck. And then there's these things, which are supposed to be Mac guns. Halo reference. I am talking real proper today, aren't I? I think that's everything I've got to talk about on this one. Oh yeah, I tried to actually make it look like these could turn, so there's the rotating bit here, the rotating bit here, so they could aim. Same with these. Particularly, I use this to try and indicate a gear or something. A bearing, that's the word. Or just something that could theoretically move. And I think it goes well. Now, there's one more world, which is the world I've got the most stuff to talk in. Apologies for that, just needed to take a drink. I've built a lot in this place. Okay, what can I do first? Hmm, let's go with let's go with this. This was basically I just wanted to build a smaller ship, so I did. Oh, that looks so nice with the connected textures. I meant to build an interior, but I never did. This was another version of that 3x3 gun design. Yet again, the steering and turning stuff. Lots of guns, as all my things tend to have. Let's go with that next. This, I don't remember which version ended up being the final one. I think it was this one. This was called the Goran class freighter. The idea is that on this one block is 20 blocks. So it's actually like 700 meters long or something. Basically, me and a friend were coming up with a basically Halo fan fiction. Or more accurately, I barged into his, and this was the ships. These were some of the ships that were in the faction I came up with. There's other ships too. This was when I was trying to make some vehicles for that faction. These all suck. Do do not attempt to make ships. But there, not ships. I'm good at making ships. Don't attempt to make vehicles. Mac gun. Lots of guns. Smaller engines on the side. Modules for this thing. By the way, that was called the Kraken class. And this was called the Crusader class. I never got around to updating those guns, sorry. Or no, the front ones. I did the side ones when I realized that those fit more with the lore than that. I thought it'd be cool to have an empty space inside the center of the ship, so I did. There's a hangar bay, observation deck, more guns, steering, main engines. I still think that looks cool. Landing gear. Originally, I had the landing gear have engines inside them, but that didn't make logistical sense, so I got rid of it. More landing gear, engines on the front to slow it down. Hmm. Okay, so remember this gun. Uh, if I build it at 1-to-1 scale, it looks roughly like this. So extrapolate the size of that ship from this. That was a 1-to-20 scale one. Idea is this is a giant plasma gun, and these are crystals used to make said plasma. That's a bunch more weapons. Yeah, I'll go through them. So these are things I took from the black hole because I wanted to reuse them because I think I did well. This was just like generic point defense gun, missile silo where the missile's gone. I guess it flew away. AA gun, different variation of the same plasma tech used in that. A mini Mac that is definitely not a ridiculous concept, where it's much weaker than an actual Mac, but it makes up for that by being able to turn and aim. I think it looks pretty good. These are actual Macs, and I did build them the full length, or more accurately, World Edit did, all like 500 blocks of them, all 800 blocks on that one, and then I think this was 200. Anyway, that was just goofing around because I got some new blocks that I have since used a lot. Seriously, these boilers are the single reason I have not updated Create because the next version because the mod isn't updated for the next version of Create, so I can't use it. This was another uh big gun, two variations of the same design. Conceptually, it was supposed to be what happens if you crack a Chaos Emerald and then use that as a laser. That's sort of where I got the ideas for those crystals from. This is the ship it was meant to be on. This is at a different scale to that one, mind you. This is at 140. All three of those ships before were at 120. And as you can see, this is not exactly a small ship. I believe the measurement was like 10 kilometers if it was at 1-to-1 scale, but it's only like 300 blocks long. There's all the engines on the front, which I had quite a bit of fun putting together. Though making them go from just flat layers to actual slopes was something I had to do later, and that was an absolute pain in the butt. More of those same guns, steering, control, side-mounted Macs that are definitely reasonable. Landing bays for Kraken class, 4 of them in total. That cracked Chaos Emerald gun that I mentioned before. We ended up calling these a Dob. On the bottom, Planet Cracker. Yes, that's definitely balanced. More tiny hangars. Then there's the front of the ship. Now, oh, as a note, these were supposed to be 500-meter max. Uh, More guns on the sides. Braking, not enough braking. Believe me, that does not make sense. These were supposed to be 800-meter max, meaning there's 16 of them. Funny number. And there's this giant ram, which is definitely a good idea. I mean, there's definitely a ship that could survive being rammed with that. I think that's everything in this portion. Oh yeah, at one point I did a big circle clear with World Edit, and it's just yeah, I can't undo that, so it's stuck like that. This was when I was actually figuring out what the design should actually look like according to the law. What the heck is this? Wait, no, that's right. That was me figuring out what the armor would actually look like at 1-to-1 scale. Look, I got bored a lot. Ah, yes. Roses are red and violets are blue. Let's go with these two things next. I was going to turn this into some like giant factory tower thing, and never did. I built this door. Yes, this is supposed to be a door, and that was basically it. Over here. Ah, yes, this thing. See, I play Ultra Kill quite a bit. Heck, I'm Dark Lord Robo. No, I'm also totally not a supervillain. Yes, I have an alt account for some reason. I don't remember how I got that. Anyway, there's one level that I am particularly a fan of. That being 7-4, where you fight a giant centaur robot, basically, that's 600 meters tall. This is the front right leg of that at 1-to-1 scale. This giant pole reaches up to about Y600. The plan was originally to build a whole one, but I only ever did a leg. I only ever did a full leg even. Maybe I'll continue that at some point, but I doubt it. Let's go with this next. This thing is a train called the Idalt. IDALT. Basically, the idea is a interdimensionally traveling sci-fi train with lots of nonsense tech inside that makes it almost indestructible. Look, we need some excuse for the Discord shenanigans to have continuity. Okay. So these are like different various rooms that this was a meeting room with a totally holographic projector. This was version 2 of the Idol, which I think was a bit better, and in some ways is better than the current version because it's got more windows in particular. Had actual moving parts, and I was planning to do exteriors for these, never did. There's this one, which was, I think, meant to be the drive that transports you between worlds. This was the actual power core. This was another one that I never got around to doing anything with. And then this is the current version of the Idol. Remember how I said I wanted to reuse the guns from the black hole? Here's where. And there's where I figured out a better looking railgun end. This is one of the things I've actually thought out the most, I think. So on the bottom there's landing gear, more thrusters. I haven't actually gotten around to putting on propulsion for this, but it's a sci-fi train. We don't need to explain why it moves. Just ignore it. There's many, many guns on the side. There's fuel tanks. There's some windows, missiles, viewing platform, a walking pathway along the top, entry points, smokestacks, caution stripes. Now, there's also this giant laser, which is what I eventually decided was how the dimensional travel works. This fires, opens a portal, we go through. But there's actually an interior. I feel like I should run somebody over. Control rooms. Thank you, Builder's Delight, for adding these. Computer observation. The generators. I brought back the flesh. Control room for some of the weapons, particularly this giant side one. A computer room. No crocodile. The frickin' lights. These frickin' lights. I don't know why, but here, for some reason, here specifically, they keep turning off, and it's driving me nuts. My only guess is it's maybe these things updating when the server starts, but it drives me up the wall. Da da da. I mean, this will probably turn off once I rejoin the server world. This isn't server. Why did I say server? There's one of the windows. Computer room for controlling stuff, of course. Observation of the big laser, because it goes straight through the center. This was meant to. I think I was originally saying this was the thing that makes the dimensional stuff work. Otherwise, this can just be used as a big laser, which is always good. There's 4 of these generators too. Holy smokes, I apologize for how disjointed this is. There's windows next to these, and there's this generator, or just spinning thing. Cooling fans everywhere. This ladder up to the bit inside the railgun, where you can then climb up. So anywhere else I missed? Also, yes, this is what it looks like when no clipping. Yeah, I think that's everything in this one. So you go through here, and this is connection between the carriages. Then you enter one of the rooms, because there's rooms. There's door. There's windows. There's my unchanged building skills. There's oh dang it, what's the name of the mod? There's under something, but it lets you place carpets and grass and stuff underneath other things like beds, which is pretty neat. Another ladder up to the door. Or oh boy, I've got a headache. Maybe I shouldn't talk this much. But yeah, the path continues. There's lots of guns. I I finally realized that these sticking out of the structure looks dumb, so I fixed that. There's the windows, lots of missiles, and all sorts. I think this thing's around 700 meters long. Like, just look at that. It's absurd. Now, the last thing to show off, I think, unless there's something else I've forgotten, which I severely doubt. What? Polished? Huh. That actually looks like asphalt. Good to know. Anyway, this is the Yes News Crew Mansion from DSN. Yes, I decided to build this because I got bored. So I put a driveway around it. I failed to make a tree. I fortified the position with severe amounts of weaponry. I was planning to add a lot more weaponry. There's a balcony here that you can't actually access because there's no door. There's a gate where you then go into the modern stuff because that's what it's actually supposed to look like. No, I removed crayfishes, and that's where all the furniture came from. Dang it! Oh, do I have a sofa? Nope. Now I remember why I had that installed. Well, you live and learn, I guess. And I'm just blanking for some reason. These are power conduits, little tree in the center. There basically used to be like table in the center, some couches in the corners. It looked pretty nice. Anyway, further defenses, aerial defenses. I'm not sure what these are defending against. It looks pretty dumb now. More guns. And then it actually continues. Okay, let's see. There we go. Down here was... Right. This was Meme King's room. Because he was the only one who actually gave me an idea for a room. Wait, no. Somebody else did, and I can't remember who. Dang it. Ah, yes, the Bibble. Anything else? Not in this portion. I made a bunch of modular things of these corridors, so I could expand as I needed, because the whole thing is supposed to be non-Euclidean. Right, this is that other room. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, here's the room. The cohort, was it Vessel? No. Whoever it is, I apologize for forgetting who you are. Even if you're probably not watching this. And this is the Yes News Crew Arena. With no chairs because I removed the sofas mod. Dang it! But yes, more guns, caution stripes. That took me way too long. The idea of this is like, it's just two people facing off. Example, Dr. Nefario and V1. Like, I don't know if that one's actually happened yet, but Lots does that every day. There's said blocks that were used to put this thing together. it was very difficult, you see. There was also supposed to be a force field here, but obviously there isn't, because it's Minecraft, and I haven't modded it that much. He says whilst flying past the glowing white blocks, glass stained, ignore it, windows, balconies, places where chairs used to be, all these blocks that don't exist in vanilla. Anyway, down here is this thing's basement. I guess you could say it's in the darkest of the dark. Hehe. I only made it glow lichen as the light source, but oh yeah, this, where there's a blocked off staircase down to something. I don't remember what. What? Why is there sand here? Sandman? Did Sandman hack this? That's the Daily DSN news guy. Yes, there's a Daily DSN news. And there's a guy that does it. Anyway, down here was the Idle train station with big stuff. I would have made this like go way, way deeper, but bedrock's kind of an issue. But what the frick is going on over there? Anyway, yeah, this is just a carbon copy, except for this, where I actually built an extra room where it was supposed to be living quarters. But yeah, that's it. Oh yes, there's one more bit which is this, the elevator. We, ow, ow. Oh hey, didn't realize it was on this side. But yeah, elevator. I don't remember if I actually made it function. I don't think I did. Probably could though. Anyway, this is where the Discord shenanigans are supposed to actually occur. The counters live in the basement of the S News crew. See, we are the basement. Alright, I tried to do this weird maze thing. Didn't go well. Pretty happy with how I did this these fan blades with water pouring out. And there's a holographic projector again. Said hologram being projected is just white bowl. Nice plants to give it coziness. Bookshelves. Infinite abyss that will always devour. And various people. Oh hey, it's me! And Axolotl. Wait, no, that's actually inaccurate. There we go. What was that like? Oh hey, Meme Roberto, Bretto, Meme King, Coharts, Spinner, Brioche, Lot. Yeah, Lot left, so guess that spot's free. Actually, I know who I can put on there. Uh, there we go. Now it's up to date. I mean, we don't have a Bretto narrator, but that's beside the point. Don't question it. Don't ask what a narrator is. We will have to execute you for crimes against the state. But yeah, as you can probably tell, I've my building skills have improved a lot. Particularly like with this. I built this one. I actually planned out the interior for, so there's actually an interior. But this has now reached like 45 minutes. Oh wait. Got to show one thing more. Big engine. That's it. Yeah, I think that is actually it. Hmm. Well, see ya then. I'm here now. Goodbye. Leave me alone.